Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 9. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released April 17th, 2013, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Adventure Time number 15. This is a standalone issue leading into a new arc. It's a perfect jumping on point for new readers. Join Jake the Dog and Finn the Human in this totally topsy-turvy take on the Land of Oo. The best all-ages series of 2012 continues. Next, we've got Clive Barker's Hellraiser The Dark Watch number 3, the new ruler of Hell revealed. One must volunteer or Hell will choose for itself. The two most recent Hell priests are missing. Christy Cotton and Elliot Spencer have abdicated their thrones, and there's someone new in their place. Did this new leader choose the role? How did Leviathan respond? Clive Barker, Brandon Seifert, and Tom Garcia continue to usher in the next chapter of Hellraiser. And we've got Fanboys Vs Zombies number 13. This is also a brand new arc and a perfect jumping on point for new readers. In space, no one can hear you recite the entire Night's Watch oath. And thankfully, they can't see your zombie-bitten Jon Snow costume either. Come on, you knew it was coming. It's Fanboys Vs Zombies in space. Yep. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got B.P.R.D. Hell on Earth number 106. Paranormal activity in Russia heats up as demons from hell participate in the battle against the zombie director of the Russian Occult Science Services in order to free a high-ranking devil imprisoned on Earth. We've got Black Beetle No Way Out, number 3 of 4. Under the watchful gaze of the mysterious Labrinto, Black Beetle must fight for his life. Is this the doing of a man the Black Beetle thought was dead? Could a zombie monster be commanding the foes of Colt City's Dark Avenger? If he survives the night, the investigative insect will be left with questions to ponder as he takes his investigation to the morgue. This is an all-new superhero tale from 2012 Eisner Award winner Francesco Francavilla. Next, we've got Conan the Barbarian number 15, written by Brian Wood. Conan's army has infiltrated the Shemite forest protected by Belit. Can their love for each other survive the battle, and can they? The Woman on the Wall concludes. Next, we got House of Golden Bones, number 1 of 4. Trapped in an alternate reality, the human must make his way to the House of Golden Bones as he's chased by a crazed mob and taunted by a mysterious ally, Alan. What the human discovers on his journey will be his salvation or his destruction. Stone Sour and Slipknot's Corey Taylor turns nightmares into reality, inspired by the Stone Sour album House of Golden Bones. And we've got Star Wars Darth Vader and the Ninth Assassin, number 1 of 5. 8 assassins hired to murder Darth Vader, 8 assassins dead. Now the man who enlisted them seeks a 9th assassin. The price? A cost higher than all the credits in his bottomless coffers. But when it comes to avenging his son, no sacrifice is too great to acquire the one man who can kill the Dark Lord of the Sith. The hunt for Darth Vader is on. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Bionic Man vs. the Bionic Woman, number 4 of 5. The iconic heroes of the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman together again and at each other's throats. Torn to pieces in both the literal and figurative senses, can Steve Austin somehow regroup, locate, and save the rogue Jamie Summers without killing her? We've also got Dark Shadows Year 1, number 1. The origin of Dark Shadows finally revealed. How did Barnabas Collins become a bloodthirsty vampire? What tragedies befell the Collins family through the generations? All it took was one night of weakness, and Barnabas cursed his family and himself forever. The twisted tale of one of pop culture's most iconic and enduring vampires begins here. We've got Dejah Thoris and the Green Men of Mars, number 3 of 8. The Princess of Helium fights for her life. Dejah Thoris must escape from a dungeon of doomed amputees and the claustrophobic labyrinth of Martian caves, avoiding the rogue Tharks that intend to sell her red meat one piece at a time. Guest starring John Carter and Tars Tarkas, Mark Rayner turns the world of Edgar Rice Burroughs into a grindhouse horror and action. Next, we've got Evil Ernie number 5, Origin of Evil Part 5. Writer Jessica Blaze Snyder and artist Jason Craig continue their critically acclaimed relaunch of everyone's favorite undead anti-hero. Evil Ernie is in good hands, raves bloody disgusting. Worth your precious time and dollars, says MTV Geek. Comic Hype calls it a cult classic of the modern age, and major spoilers declare, if you're looking for a horror book that doesn't have the words walking or dead in the title, I highly recommend this. Get in on the ground floor of this buzzworthy new series. We've got Green Hornet number 35. There's only enough room for one Green Hornet in Kato and Century City. One Green Hornet is back from the dead. The other is loath to let go of his mantle. The legacy of the Emerald Insect looms large over this battle to the death. Did we mention that a dirty bomb is poised to go off and the city hangs in the balance? We've also got Jennifer Blood, First Blood number 4 of 6. On the surface, Jennifer is a diligent housewife and doting mother, but that calm surface hides the turmoil of rage, hatred, and burning desire for bloody retaliation. When Jen was a child, her 5 uncles murdered her father, then drove her mother to suicide. In her quest for vengeance against the vicious Bloot brothers, Jen finally comes face to face with their top enforcer, Wendell Cortland, and sees firsthand the true nature of his cold, efficient brutality. We've got Pathfinder number 6. Under an ominous formation of stars, the chaotic evil god Lamashtu has sent its spawn forth to wreak havoc and conquer in its mother's name. Bloodied and nearly driven mad, the Pathfinder adventurers must stand together in the final battle against its destructive might. Paizo's incredible award-winning fantasy world, fiction line, and tabletop RPG is now the ultimate fantasy comic from Dynamite Entertainment. It includes over 5 pages of character profiles and Pathfinder RPG game statistics, plus an exclusive removable playable tactical map and poster. Next, we've got Red Sonja number 74, a time-lost crumbling ruin, a centuries-old blood feud, and old enemies and allies colliding on the crimson-stained ground of Hyrcania's most storied battlefield. Add Red Sonja to the mix and you have a recipe for sharp-edged savagery. We've got Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time, The Eye of the World number 34. Balzamon, the great Lord of the Dark, has finally found the one he's looking for, Rand, and they finally meet face to face. It's the penultimate chapter of Robert Jordan's masterpiece, The Wheel of Time, The Eye of the World. And we've got Shadow Year 1, number 2 of 10. The Shadow saves Margot Lane for the first time as 2 thugs try to throw her off the roof of the Cobalt Club. Big Gun Maseretti begins his gangland war under the mesmerizing control of a mysterious presence, and the Shadow sets up the initial version of his hidden sanctum. From IDW Publishing, we've got Danger Girl Trinity, number 1 of 4. It's 3 times the action, 3 times the thrills, and 3 times the danger. Abby, Sydney, and Sonja embark on 3 different knuckle-clenching adventures, each an epic tale of intrigue and daring do, and each drawn by a different fantastic artist. It's a triple play of danger that will climax in the biggest surprise of the year. We've also got Doctor Who number 8, Space Oddity Part 2 of 2, the conclusion of a special 2-part story written by iVampire's Joshua Hale Fialkov. When a cosmonaut attempts the first spacewalk in 1965, the rest of his crew watches in horror as he's swallowed whole by Shadow. Only the Doctor can save the spacecraft and the historically important mission. We've also got Doctor Who Prisoners of Time number 4 of 12. Our year-long celebration of Doctor Who's 50th anniversary continues. Put on your scarves and munch on some jelly babies as the fan-favorite 4th Doctor takes the spotlight in this issue of a 12-part epic adventure featuring all 11 incarnations of the Doctor. Next, we've got G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 189. G.I. Joe takes to the high seas to stop the Black Major from eliminating the hostages aboard an oil survey ship. Can Scarlet, Stalker, Torpedo, Gung-Ho, and Beachhead storm the ship and get the hostages to safety? G.I. Joe is in for choppy waters in G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 189. We've got Ghostbusters number 3. New York loves the new Ghostbusters, so much so that the PCOC's liaison Jack Hardemeyer would like them to downplay efforts in finding their predecessors in order to devote more time to their loving public. Janine would happily tell him where to shove a neutrino wand if she and the others didn't have to contend with the restless spirit of a mythological monster. Meanwhile, in limbo, Egon and Ray think they've come up with a way to escape their ethereal prison. We've got Godzilla number 11. Boxer and his team are beyond working for money. Now they just want to save their planet. In order to do so, they must support and cover Godzilla and other monsters from Earth in their savage battle against Space Godzilla, Gigan, and others. Prepare for the final unthinkable battle. Next, we've got Judge Dredd number 6. Due to massive and mysterious technological glitches, Mega City 1 continues to spiral into chaos, and Judge Dredd has no weapon, no ride, and no backup, which wouldn't be a problem if he didn't have to square off against an alcoholic, face-breaking robot and an entire city seemingly out to kill him. We've got Magic the Gathering, Path of Vengeance number 4 of 4, the final showdown. Dak Vaden confronts Sifra Grant in a battle that may be too much for the Planeswalker Thief. With the fate of Ravnica hanging in the balance, Dak must rally all his strength to put an end to the villainous Sifra once and for all. Next, we've got Popeye Classics number 9. This comic book contains the singular most bizarre and hilarious comic book story in the history of comic books, and anyone that disagrees with me will feel the wrath of my twister sock, proclaims feisty classic Popeye co-editor Craig Yo. This comics historian is referring to Mizramerites, or I'd rather have termites. Bud Sagendor follows that right up in this ish with the Wild Sapo story, The Experiment of the Sound Pills. Plus, there's a bonus special story with Sweepy as a plundering pirate entitled Blackjack. Next, we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Villain Micro Series number 1 of 4, Krang. Krang was not always the feared warlord he is today. Once he was a spoiled prince of a failing dynasty. One disastrous mission to a penal colony planet changed all of that. Stranded by himself and surrounded by enemies, Krang faces the ultimate test for survival. See how this seemingly helpless alien grew to become a legend and a leader. Next, we've got Transformers Robots in Disguise, number 16, Final Battle. The leadership of Cybertron will be decided once and for all. It's all-out war against the forces of Megatron. Will the Autobots wrest control from their attackers, or will the Decepticon flag fly over Cybertron forever? Heroes will fall, and nothing will stay the same. And we've got Vitriol the Hunter, number 3 of 6. A new terror is unleashed upon the streets of Basilica City, one that can fight in the light. The dominoes are falling perfectly for Barth's scheme to overtake humanity. As a puppet in Barth's plan, Vitriol tries to climb out of the downward spiral and confront a demon from his past. From Image Comics, we've got Chew, number 33. Tony takes on a load of sailors. And Danger Club, number 5. It's the end of the world, and Jack Fearless must now pay the price for his crimes. We've also got 5 Ghosts, The Haunting of Fabian Gray, number 2 of 5. Blood for the Spider God, the year's most exciting new adventure continues. And we've got Hoax Hunters, number 9. Ghost Busted, special flipbook issue. The Hoax Hunters go on a haunted house ghost-busting mission. One half of the issue contains the on-air story, what happened while the camera was rolling. Flip it over and find out what went down behind the scenes. Next, we've got It Girl and the Atomics, number 9. No surprises. It's the anniversary for a romantic superhero couple Black Crystal and the Slug, but it appears Black Crystal is forgotten. To be fair, he has other things on his mind, like giant monsters that have erupted from their home beneath the ocean looking for a fight. We've also got Little Depressed Boy, number 16, story by S. Steven Strumble and art by Cinna Grace, cover by Chris Giarusso. I'm in love with a girl named Spike. Things get serious. Next, we've got Mara, number 4 of 6. The military is keen to co-opt Mara now that her abilities are maturing and they aren't above using her soldier brother to convince her. They offer to accept her again, and she rightly rejects it for the crap that it is. Cut off not only from friends and family, but now from her country. Where can she go now? Brian, Ming, and Jordy raise the stakes. We've also got Miniature Jesus, number 1 of 5. Devil on one shoulder, angel on the other. One tells you to do bad things, the other, well, you get the idea. Bad news for a recovering alcoholic if the good one is MIA. Between a liquor-gulping demon and a mummified cat hell-bent on mucking up his fragile stability with esoteric trappings of Egyptian gods, it's all about to make our hero's day hit the proverbial fan. We've also got Revival, number 9. Em and Dana have a long dinner and talk about murder. There's something weird going on in Cooper's dad's shed. Joe Myers isn't feeling quite like himself lately. The authorities start cracking down on gently used body parts. We've got Thief of Thieves, number 13. Conrad and Augustus are trapped with nowhere to run from the cartel and FBI. Can father and son's first heist together end in any way but death or capture? Find out in the conclusion to Thief of Thieves' second arc. Next, we've got Todd the Ugliest Kid on Earth, number 4 of 4. Candy with Strangers. Conclusion. When his best friend and mentor gets thrown in solitary confinement, Todd becomes an easy target for an Aryan Nation assassin. Meanwhile, his father accepts a marriage proposal that was never given, and his mom comes face to face with the maniac killer. And we've got Witchblade Day of the Outlaw, number 1, one-shot, showdown with the Witchblade of the Wild West. In the days of the Wild West, before Sarah Pizzini claimed her destiny, Witchblade's bearer Sheriff Enola protected the high plains from the darkness that lurked beyond the horizon. Although her townspeople lived in peace, they were always mistrusting of their Sheriff Witch. With her town seeking to banish her and the darkness angling for a duel, will the Witchblade be enough to save Enola from becoming a footnote in the annals of the Blade's history? From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Bloodshot number 10, all-new arc and all-new jumping-on point. Harbinger Wars continues in this standalone 4-part arc of Bloodshot, featuring comics legendary Barry Kitson of Fantastic Four. Bloodshot has banded together with Project Rising Spirit's most dangerous escapees. Can he shape them into a force for good, or are they too far gone? Find out in Part 1 of Harbinger Wars Bloodshot. And last, we've got Exo Manowar number 12, What Lurks Between the Surface of Planet Death. Eric of Dacia has taken his one-man war to the Vine's homeworld, Loam, and is using their own Exo Manowar armor to wage it. Finding an ally in the unlikeliest of places, Eric will discover that his mission to reduce Loam to ash will come with a high price. Past, present, and future are about to collide, and if Eric isn't careful, he will be the common thread that undoes them all. Okay, so that's a look at the long list from some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. And you can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.